Hey, this is Miko, and I'm going to do a video about how you can use Edmunds.com in your car research. The reason I'm going with Edmunds is because it's one of the oldest companies. It started back in the 60s before the internet. They were printing booklets about car research. Same as the Kelly Blue Book. I just like them because you can do all of your car research on one website before when contacting or talking to a dealer. So, before we get there, all of what we're going to talk about is free, but Edmunds is there to make money. And just so you're aware, they're making money by putting ads. So pretty much every page will have at least one ad. They collect leads whenever they're going to entice you to put your information so they can send it to dealers. And that's how they sell your information. They make money this way. And lastly, they can upgrade the dealer. If a dealer pays more, they can push their cars higher on the search results. So when you're searching for cars or dealers, just be aware of that. They might give you a dealer that's not necessarily closer to you, or a car that might not be the best for your for what you're looking for, but because the dealer paid for it, it's going to come up on the top. So let's take a look at your tools. I have basically 9 tools that we're going to go over. The first one you can start with before you even contact or thinking about a car is to go to car reviews. Select the model you want, read up as much as you want. You can get a lot of information from experts, Edmunds employees, journalists, and actual people that own these cars. Once you've done that, you can move to car comparison. So from new car pricing, there's a tool to compare cars, and I find it really useful because you can compare new cars from different manufacturers, compare them to older cars. So you can compare it to the car that you have right now, had before. As you can see, you can put up to 4 cars in on one tab, and it's going to give you a lot of information from the basic price to the power, like horsepower, torque, and all that. It's going to give you the dimensions of the car, and that's really important for a lot of people. If you're not sure, you're thinking, you know, this car is small, but here you can see side by side how it compares to your car or to a different car that you're considering buying. Next tool is also pretty important before you contact the dealer. Figure out how much it will cost you to own this car. And they have this tool, it's called True Cost to Own. You can put, could be a new car or from the recent, like up to 5 years, I believe. You can select a specific model and that will tell you it'll tell you how much you can expect to spend on this car in terms of maintenance. So just to show you a quick example, you know, with cars it's not just the price. This is the one we look at. So the maintenance, it'll show you how much to expect, and you see it can jump up and down. Is because they can predict when a car might need new brakes. So like in this example with a BMW, a set of brake pads could be really expensive. So when you compare just, let's say, a BMW to a Honda, it's not just the price of the car. They could be priced the same within the same year, but then you'll see that it's priced that way for BMW because you're going to spend much more money maintaining the car. All right, so that's True Cost to Own. Next one is to get to actual pricing, and that's the Build and Price tool, which will give you, they used to call it True Market Value. Now they call it basically suggested pricing. So it's not the MSRP, not manufacturer suggested pricing. It's what Edmunds, based on their data, will tell you a car could be worth. So this is where it starts getting a little tricky to find this information, because what they're going to want you is to click on the Nissan tab or go to dealer or submit your information. We don't want to submit our information yet. We want to get some ideas. So I click on pricing. I don't want to compare dealer quotes yet. I want to build and price. And this is what it's going to give me. So I'm going to get the minimum information, just the trim, the powertrain. I'm going to skip all that because now I can calculate the price. And this, as you can see, it shows me that this car MSRP is $40,000, but Edmunds' suggested price is $41,703, and this is because the market right now is pretty crazy. A lot of cars sell for over MSRP. So if you play with this, you also can figure out how hot a certain car is. If it suggested above MSRP, that means it's hot. If it's below, it means it doesn't sell as well, and it's a good opportunity maybe to get this car. So that's Build and Price. And they have another really cool tool, is the Price Checker. So from this same new car pricing, you see there's a price checker. here's what you can do. I don't want to go through the steps, but you put this information. You can put the MSRP of the car based on, whatever on the sticker on the car is, or in the manufacturer website. And once you have a quote from a dealer, you put the dealer quote, and it's going to tell you whether it's good based on, that suggested pricing, whether it's what it should be, too expensive, or lower than what it should be. All right, so that's just the price of the car. The next thing is right here, again, from the same page, is incentives. Really useful tool. On one page, you can find incentives for all the brands. So you compare different brands, you can go to each one of them, select the model that you're considering, and it'll tell you what kind of rebates there are and what's the APR that the manufacturer bank is offering. Obviously, it's on a good credit, but it's a good bench line to see what you can expect. Once you have all of this, you're ready to run some calculations. And here, as you can see, they have a lot of auto calculators. Monthly loan payment is the easiest one. Put the information that you got based on your research, how much you should be paying for the car, whether there are any incentives. You can put the rate, we'll talk about the trade later, but you can put the rate that you saw that the manufacturer is supposed to be offering. Let's say 2.79. And calculate, and it's going to show you what you should be paying per month based on the information that you provided. So that's a great idea to figure out how a car could fit within your budget. On the same calculator tool, there's a monthly lease payment. This is a little bit more complicated because leasing calculations is not as easy, but you will get back up. In the end, I'll tell you where to get that specific information. But once you have the information on the car, selling price, incentives, you can plug in all of this here, and it's going to tell you what you could be expecting your monthly lease payment to be. And then once you contact the dealer, you have at least some kind of frame of reference, because if this tool tells you it's supposed to be 400, a dealer tells you it's 500, now you understand that something is off, and maybe they have some explaining to do. All right, so we figured that out. Now another great tool that they have is Appraise My Car. Now this is the tool that you can use to appraise your trade, but also to figure out if the price that you see for a used car is within line. Not necessarily here. Edmunds on their listings for used cars will also show you whether it's fair price, overpriced, or great price, but you can start with this. And I played with this, and you can play on your own. I want to move along and make it a short video. But if you have the VIN or the license plate, it'll pull the model, and then you just have to put the mileage, the condition of the car, and it's going to show you what you should be expecting. So this was, I guess I was playing with an X3, and I'm just going to skip as fast as I can, whatever that is, because I want to get to show you what you're seeing. Because with some cars, Edmunds is partnering with CarMax, and the same tool will show you the actual offer from CarMax. So not here, but you can see if you scroll down, you see the actual trade-in value, which you should be expecting, whether it's average, clean condition, outstanding. Now, if this is you're thinking of buying a car, you can see how much this car should sell as a private party or as a dealer retail. So again, really good tool to figure out what your trade-in value is and move from there. Last tool that we have that's was on my list is right here. So from the same new car pricing, you see Edmunds forums. This is probably the only place where you can get this information easily online, the leasing information. So pick the model that you're considering. Whatever the model is, I hope I'm picking a model that exists right now. And there we go. So yeah, so this model exists, and we have the 22 leasing. And it shows you Edmunds has their own people that have this information, accurate information on a monthly basis. You can either scroll and find the manufacturer, money factor and residual, all the incentives. So you can either find it already there, or you can ask them, and they usually will tell you what it should be. So this is pretty much it. And just in general about the Edmunds as a company and their website as a tool, like I said in the beginning, their goal is they make money by giving you advertisement and to sell your and by selling your information. So everything is designed to entice you to put your information. Nothing wrong with putting your information. Just remember, as soon as you put your information into the system, it goes immediately to at least one dealer. A lot of cases, if you don't pay attention, it goes to a lot of dealers. And if you put yourself on an email, you'll be just bombarded with phone calls and emails. It's good when you're shopping for a car, when you're ready to get that information. But if you're just in a research state, then maybe it's just not the time to do that. So something to be aware of. And thank you. And just be careful when you put your information. If you want them to get paid, that's how they get paid. So by all means, I don't want them to get broke because I like their tool. But overall, it's a really good website. You can find pretty much everything you need for your car research before even stepping into the dealership. And once you have all of this, you know how much you should be paying. You can find through their website again whether this car exists at a dealer lot. And you can search for a pre-owned car too. And again, when you're looking for a pre-owned car, make sure you filter it the right way, and then be aware that the cars that come on top might not be the actual cars that are the best for you. They're just the cars that the dealer paid to advertise on Edmunds.com. That's it. It's under 15 minutes. Thanks for watching.